So, today we're going to dive into a secret, one that's kind of hidden in plain sight within one of the world's most famous spiritual texts, the Bhagavad Gita. And we're going to look at it through the eyes of a modern sage, Sri Aurobindo, who saw that this ancient story of war, well, it's really about a battle that every single one of us fights, the one inside our own minds. I mean, think about it for a second. We all face challenges, right? Conflicts at work, with family, in the world. But what if the biggest, the toughest, the real battle we'll ever face isn't against some person or situation out there, but against our own confusion, our own despair, our own sense of what's right and wrong? And right there, that's the key that unlocks the whole thing, according to Aurobindo. The physical battlefield in the story, Kurukshetra, it's not just a place. It's a powerful, incredible metaphor for that inner crisis point. That moment where our duties, our loves, and our morals all just crash into each other. It's the human soul at war with itself. And this brings us right to the heart of the problem, what we're calling a warrior's moral crisis. You see, to really get the Gita's profound answer, we first have to watch its hero, Arjuna, totally and completely fall apart. We have to see him hit rock bottom. Now, it's so important to get who Arjuna is. He's not some bad guy or a weakling. He's supposed to be the best of us, skilled, honorable, brave. But then the battle is about to start. He looks out across the field and he sees his cousins, his teachers who he loves, his childhood friends. And all of a sudden, this grand, noble war becomes a sickeningly personal family feud. Sri Aurobindo points out that Arjuna's breakdown happens in 3 distinct stages, like a domino effect. First, it's purely physical. His body just revolts. He feels sick at the thought of the killing to come. That physical feeling then triggers this wave of emotional despair, this gut-wrenching grief about fighting his own people. But the final step, the one that really breaks him, is a total moral bankruptcy. His whole life's code, his dharma, the thing that told him what was right, it suddenly seems like an excuse for committing a terrible crime. He has no idea what to do. His compass is shattered. And this is what he says at his lowest point. He literally throws down his famous bow and says he'd rather just stand there and let the enemy kill him unarmed than take part in this. I mean, this isn't just a pause, it's a complete rejection of his entire identity and his purpose in life. So how do you respond to that? How do you help someone in a crisis that deep? Well, we're about to see why all the easy answers, the things we might normally say, are just not going to cut it. The Gita is digging for something much, much deeper than just doing your duty. When we face a crisis like this, we tend to go one of 2 ways. The first is the simple tough love approach. Hey, you're a warrior. Suck it up and do your job. The other way is the total opposite, the spiritual escape. Wow, the world is awful. The only solution is to leave it all behind, renounce everything, and go live in a cave. But the Gita's genius is that it says, nope, both of those are traps. And to understand why those answers fail, you have to get this concept of dharma. It's way more than just duty. It's the whole web of purpose, law, and order that makes sense of your life. It's your nature and your place in the universe. So you see, Arjuna's crisis is so deep because his dharma, his lifelong code, is what led him to this impossible situation. Telling him to just follow his dharma is like telling someone who's lost to just keep following the map that got them lost in the first place. It doesn't help. And this is the critical point. The Gita isn't trying to just put a Band-Aid on Arjuna's broken moral code. It's here to offer a whole new operating system for life and action, one that goes way beyond just following rules or running away from the world. It requires a complete and total inner transformation. Which finally brings us to the Gita's real solution, the path of divine action. This is the heart of the whole teaching. It's not a simple rule to follow. It's this amazing, integrated way of living a spiritual life right in the thick of things, right in the chaos of the world. So, the Gita lays out this incredible 3-part path. First, you have the path of works, karma yoga, which is all about acting without being hung up on the results, success, or failure. Then you've got the path of knowledge, Jnana yoga, which is about seeking the wisdom to see what's really real. And finally, there's the path of devotion, Bhakti yoga, the path of love and total surrender to the divine. But here's the absolute masterstroke. The Gita doesn't say, okay, pick one. It demands you fuse them all together. It says that real spiritual action is powered by selfless work, it's guided by deep knowledge, and it's offered up with a heart full of love. They're not separate roads. They're 3 lanes of the same superhighway to a higher way of being. And where is this highway heading? It's leading to the Purushottama, the supreme being. But the Gita's idea of God isn't some distant figure on a throne. It's a presence that's the source of everything, the ultimate master of all action. And this is the most important part, it's the true higher self that's hidden inside every single one of us, including Arjuna. And that leads to this. This is the climax, the absolute turning point of the whole book. The divine teacher, Krishna, looks at the broken Arjuna and basically says, forget all your old rules, your dharmas, your worries about sin. Let it all go. And instead surrender your actions and your will to me, to the divine inside you. If you act from that place, you'll be free. Don't grieve. So, after all that, what is the ultimate secret we're supposed to take away from this incredible conversation? Well, it boils down to a massive shift in how we think about the purpose of our lives. Here it is. The final message of the Gita, through the lens of Sri Aurobindo, is that this book isn't a rule book for how to behave. It's a manual for inner transformation. The goal isn't just to figure out how to do the right thing, it's to become the kind of person from whom right action just flows naturally, without struggle. It's about changing your entire state of consciousness. Now, this whole profound and honestly life-changing way of looking at the Gita comes from the work of Sri Aurobindo Ghose, and specifically from his masterpiece, Essays on the Gita. So if any of this has sparked something in you, I can't recommend his work highly enough. It's an amazing place to continue this journey. And so, in the end, we have to turn the question back to you. Arjuna stood on his battlefield. You're standing on yours right now, facing your own unique battles. The Gita's secret isn't one single answer for everybody. It's a new way of looking at the problem. So what is the real teaching for you?